Hello. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. I'm sorry. I think there is some background noise because there's a fucking truck or something. But we're here. We are here. It finally happened. I'm saying finally. I didn't even think it would happen. Justin Baldoni's fucking lawsuit was dismissed. All of them. All of them were dismissed. the judge the judge has finally fucking done some shit. Judge Lyman has finally cooked. All of Justin Baldoni's lawsuits have been dismissed. We are going to be talking about that. We are going to be celebrating. I'm so excited. I slept in stupid late today because I was not feeling well last night. And pretty much the first thing that I saw when I woke up was the headline about the claim being dismissed, which was like the perfect way for me to start a day. Holy shit. I didn't even think that it was going to be dismissed. I thought he might lose. I thought the judge might rule against them once they were in court. I did not think that we were going to get something as beautiful as a dismissal. I'm positive that this is not going to stop the way that some of the worst of the misogyny slop purveyors are going about this case, right? Like, I'm sure that there will be conspiracies and shit. I bet Kirsty is going to, I don't even know how Kirsty's going to respond to this, but I'm sure that it will be some QAnon bullshit. But we did it. Everybody who was hoping for this was right. It is a good day. I'm so happy. I knew that I wanted to stream about this just because I know the rest of you are all very happy too, and I also feel like whenever something happens, a lot of people will reach out to me, which I really appreciate and think is really sweet. But I was like, if I live stream, people will know I know. But I'm very excited. I'm very, very happy. I'm loving seeing everybody else in the chat also being excited. Yeah, I was so sure the New York Times suit would get dismissed, but didn't think he'd straight out dismiss the suit against Lively and Reynolds. That's what I thought too. I thought maybe parts of it would get dismissed. And to be clear, like, there is technically still a little bit of a chance that they can refile, but they can only refile for like very specific claims. We're gonna go over it, but yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I think everybody deserved a little win like this, and also I think there is some really nice symmetry in this being like a week or two after the 3-year anniversary of the Depp versus Heard trial verdict getting handed down, to get this kind of win for Blake. It's just really exciting. I'm happy. Need a Blake and Taylor celebratory paparazzi walk. I would love that. I would love that so much. Taylor might also need some positive attention soon though, so I'm not sure. This is so unrelated. But I saw a fucking Reddit post the other day where somebody was all pissed because I guess Taylor and Football Man went to a wedding, and the gay brother of the groom in the wedding in the Kelsey family was like, "Oh, Taylor Swift was invited, but your gay relatives are not." And like, to be clear, yeah, that sucks. Also, I don't think that's anything against Taylor Swift. I think we could have conversations at some point about like Taylor Swift kind of setting down her gay advocacy, but I don't think that it's a realistic thing to expect that you need somebody to RSVP only if your gay relatives are invited to a wedding. I feel like there was no way for her to know that gay relatives might not have been invited to that wedding. I do hope that makes people shut the fuck up a little bit, though, when I call the Kelseys Republicans and they tell me no. But I don't think that it's anything against Taylor that she went to a wedding. Anyway. Baldoni sending the courts the link to his call-out post asking the judge to signal boost. I was just saying on Blue Sky, I hope that Justin Baldoni is sobbing on the phone to Brian Friedman right now. I think that would be wonderful and probably not unlikely. He's crying. He's definitely crying. He's either crying to his wife, to Jamie Heath, or to Brian Friedman. Maybe all three. Maybe Steve Sarowitz. I don't know. But yeah, so I have the People article pulled up right here. I'm very excited. We can go over this together. All right. Is it? All right. In a major setback for Justin Baldoni, the It Ends With Us director stars countersuit against Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and their publicist, as well as his lawsuit against the New York Times, have been tossed out by the judge. On Monday, June 9th, Judge Louis J. Lyman granted the motion to dismiss the $400 million lawsuit filed by Baldoni and the Wayfarer parties against Lively and Reynolds, which alleged extortion and defamation, as well as the $250 million defamation lawsuit against the Times. The judge noted, though, that Baldoni's legal team can still amend the claims for breach of implied covenant and tortious interference with contract if they choose to, with a deadline of June 23rd, which, honestly, with the amount of times that they've been told that they can and should rework their shit and don't do it, I kind of don't think they're going to. I kind of feel like they're just going to let it drop after this and then just do a press tour about how sad it is. Okay, quoting here, the Wayfarer parties have not alleged that Lively is responsible for any statements other than the statements in her CRD complaint, which are privileged, Judge Lyman wrote in the opinion and order filing viewed by People. The Wayfarer parties have alleged that Reynolds and publicist Leslie Sloan made additional statements accusing Baldoni of sexual misconduct, and that the Times made additional statements accusing the Wayfarer parties of engaging in a smear campaign. But the Wayfarer parties have not alleged that Reynolds, Sloan, or the Times would have seriously doubted these statements were true based on the information available to them, as is required for them to be liable for defamation under applicable law. The judge added, Wayfarer parties' additional claims also fail. Accordingly, the amended complaint must be dismissed in its entirety. Attorneys for Baldoni did not immediately respond to People's request for comment, which that's like a recent thing in the last few weeks, if anybody else has noticed. I feel like recently we've been not getting a response from Friedman, even though we really have. Womb world has been Kegel onto itself. Meow meow soaked to the bone. Welcome. What a wonderful first stream. It's been a minute since I've streamed, and I'm also a little bit less awake than I normally am when I stream, because like I said, I just woke up, but I'm so fucking excited about this. Okay. Lively's lawyers, Ezra Hudson and Mike Gottlieb, call the decision a total victory and a complete vindication for the actress and others whom Justin Baldoni and the Wayfarer parties dragged into the retaliatory lawsuit, including Ryan Reynolds, Leslie Sloan, and the New York Times. As we have said from day one, this $400 million lawsuit was a sham, and the court saw right through it, they say in the statement, adding that, we look forward to the next round, which is seeking attorney's fees, treble damages, and punitive damages from the Wayfarer parties, who they say perpetrated this abusive litigation. I would love that so much. I would love it so fucking much if they have to pay their shit. I love this. I love this. I think this is wonderful. I love that it's not even like the judge dismissed everything and said everybody come back and try again, right? Like he did not grant a motion to dismiss on the Baldoni side of things, only on the Lively side of things, because it only makes sense to dismiss the Baldoni side of things. I just am happy. I'm happy. And I love that the judge reminded that her CRD complaint statements are privileged. Sigrid McCauley, an attorney representing Lively's publicist Sloan, says in a statement, Leslie Sloan has consistently said that she never defamed Baldoni or the Wayfarer parties, and she was wrongfully dragged into this lawsuit because the Wayfarer parties wanted to actively harm Sloan's reputation. Today's decision by the court makes clear that Sloan did nothing wrong. Sloan stands fully vindicated, and justice has been served. The Times has long stood behind its coverage of Lively's complaint that was filed in December 2024 and led to her lawsuit against Baldoni. She has alleged sexual harassment and retaliation, which he denies, and her lawyers have previously called his subsequent countersuit vengeful and meritless. A spokesperson for the newspaper previously said, our story was meticulously and responsibly reported. Lively, 37, recently agreed to drop 2 of her claims against Baldoni. 41, intentional and negligent infliction of emotional distress in a move her legal team described as a routine part of the litigation process for streamlining and focusing their case. In March, Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, spoke out after Lively filed a motion to dismiss their countersuit, saying the actress's attempt to dismiss herself from the self-concocted disaster she initiated is one of the most abhorrent examples of abusing our legal system. He added at the time, stringent rules are put into place to defect the... Sorry, I did too stupid of a voice when I started saying words that aren't real. Stringent rules are put into place to protect the innocent and allow individuals to rightfully defend themselves. Laws are not meant to be twisted and curated by privileged elites to fit their own personal agenda. Lively and Baldoni's trial, during which both are expected to testify, is currently scheduled for March 2026. You meowing, Jojo? Yeah? Jojo is in the window making little chirping noises. I bet it was too far away for you to hear, but she's making chirping noises at the birds outside. What a baby. You want to come say hi? No, you can keep looking out the window. It's okay. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. Lively dropped her suit only because she refused to hand over her doctor's name, stating she was emotionally traumatized. That's not true. Like, people are just saying bullshit. Lively didn't drop it. Justin isn't innocent in this whole thing. The judge dismissed it for a good reason, but Justin sure did a good job at ruining Blake's name. Sad how quickly everyone decided Blake was the bad guy here. Did you read the full article? The judge wants them to refile with different notes, which is so funny because it's with most of everything struck out. The basic timeline is very clear. She was unhappy with things that were going on in the filming, and she called a meeting. After the meeting, she said things had improved after that. He panicked because his reputation as a fake feminist was at stake if that came out, so he hired those gross PR people to try to destroy her, which they admit in text to doing. All of this is not in dispute. The rest is to what level she was wrong and to what extent those shyster publicists broke the law in trying to destroy her career. You Baldoni lovers are in for a rude awakening. He will never make another movie of any kind. Some of these are good comments. So many people dislike Blake Lively, and that's fine. I don't find her particularly likable either. I also find Justin Baldoni pretty unlikable, but neither of those opinions has anything to do with the suit Lively filed or the things she alleged Baldoni did on set. You do not have to be a flawless victim to be entitled to justice, nor do you have to be a cartoon villain to be held accountable for your actions. Fantastic comment from Sam. Unfortunately, I need to have an account to vote, and I'm not going to have an account for people.com. But that is a fantastic comment. Some of it is obviously still people falling for it. She's always giving off mean girl vibes, just can't like her. I feel bad for her, though, in this case. Baldoni just gives off gross face vibes. I am really, let's see. I bet he won't let the trial be public either. Justin should file a separate lawsuit. Put a spotlight on Judge Lyman, especially who he was appointed by and how much he's worth. Yeah, they're going to start coming after this judge. I bet that's also what Kirsty Flaw is up to already. This is like Lawyer Christmas. Hello, Fisher friends. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you made it. I was so excited to see what you thought of this. There's more big news for lawyers today, too. The DC bar elections. I saw Pam Bondi's brother fucking lost, remarkably, spectacularly. If anybody else hasn't seen this, it was nuts. It was a record turnout for that kind of election between the DC bar, whatever you call the people who are appointed to the DC bar, but it was an election for that, which is not something that normally has a lot of turnout, and people turned the fuck out to vote against Pam Bondi's brother. I did see that on Blue Sky. Congratulations to lawyers. BC, that's really funny. I agree. He got spanked. Yeah. Misogyny L. Friedman, is this what oblivion feels like? People have no idea how close we came to losing all rule of law if the DC bar voted wrong. I bet It's fucking scary out there. I'm happy for lawyers. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that that vote went the way that it did. I'm really glad about this too. I'm really glad about Taylor Swift getting her masters back. It's been like kind of, there's so much bullshit going on also, but there are some really good pieces of news popping up intermittently throughout, and this is one of them. If she wasn't so strike happy, I'd want a Flaw react stream vid so bad. I know, I kind of want to see what she's up to, but also the last I've heard about what she was up to is like genuinely really upsetting to me. All my law school friends are partying it up. I'm so happy. Let's see what's going on in Baldoni files. I can't even type. My letters are like coming up off bald no files. That's not what I meant to type. My letters are coming off of my keyboard on my thing. Okay, so this is the Baldoni files subreddit, which I have already recommended. If you must go on Reddit, you want to go on here. Because all the other ones, even the ones that claim to be neutral, are not neutral. But Baldoni files is a pro Blake subreddit and pro victim subreddit, and it's really, really good. I've found it to be really well moderated. I think that they have a Discord server too, but I am not in it. But I think that they're great. Seeing the comments here, somebody's pointing out Friedman has paid out settlements before. Somebody said, okay, so they said neutral sub is going to flip a shit. This is a disaster for the Wayfarer parties. The way they're all like, oh, it's fine, Friedman just gets to amend, Lmao, they're like this, and then the this is fine dog gif. What he gets to do is defend his fucking client, which is what he should have been doing from the beginning. All that complaint did was subject his clients to treble damages. They really should sue him for malpractice. Somebody else points out, I think this is a fantastic point, I would not be surprised if he dropped them. He did something similar with Travis Flores, filed a lawsuit and then told Travis that he had no case and Baldoni is too powerful and rich to fight him. Wouldn't that be remarkable? Wouldn't that be so fucking wonderful? Wouldn't that be so nice if suddenly they're just like, oh, it's fine. Beautiful. I wonder if any of the people reporting about Blake's emotional distress claim being dropped are going to say anything about this. That's the thing, too. I feel like everybody reacted so strongly to the emotional distress claims being dropped, which to my understanding is like completely normal, because I think that the emotional distress is like the hardest thing to claim. And you kind of like, you get that if you can get that, and if it's going to be hard to get it, you don't. I was actually going to stream about that because I was seeing people being so shitty about it, and I'm just gonna full screen for a second. I was seeing people being so shitty about her dropping the emotional distress claims, and my thing was, why the fuck would she feed her goddamn doctor's notes into the misogyny slop ecosystem right now if she doesn't have to? She still has a case based on the workplace harassment, based on the smear campaign, based on all kinds of things other than the emotional damages. If my options were between letting the internet, who is so poisoned against me, make hours and hours of content about what they found in notes about my mental health from my doctor and dropping those claims, I would drop those fucking claims. Like, are you kidding me? Are you joking with me right now? You really don't understand why she didn't want, like, okay, first of all, if she has ever said anything to a doctor about, like, I am feeling very depressed and I want to harm myself because of what's going on, if that is anywhere in those documents, people are going to act like she was publicly out there suicide baiting or whatever. People are going to mock her for it. People are going to make fun of her for it. If it's not in there to the degree that they think it is, she's going to get mocked for that. Everything is going to be like circulated and cruel nicknames are going to be made out of it. No fucking shit. She didn't want that to happen. I don't blame her for not wanting that to happen. It would have been extremely fucking bad if she had to turn over her documents for her mental health from the exact people who are saying that it's a bad thing that she didn't. I did post a video of just me gloating. That's how I felt. I was like, I just need to gloat a little bit. Hi, Allie. If Justin said that, they would be like, oh, look at what this little evil woman did to him. Yes. There's a whole ass medical doctor on Blue Sky who mocked Lively for not wanting to hand over her medical records. I hate that so much. They'd somehow claim that she was lying to her doctors in advance as a devious ploy to later sue him or something. Yes. Yeah. Yes, yeah, the Idaho pride flag thing is also really cool. I agree, it's vindictive compliance. Yeah. And it is so funny though, because that's again like the double standards that are just so prevalent in this case. Lively having racist shit that she's done in the past is the biggest deal on the planet. Baldoni being literally sued for being racist, crickets. Lively stealing a movie, biggest deal on the planet. Baldoni stealing Travis Flores' movie, that didn't go anywhere. It's not real. Don't worry about it. We have that with Baldoni's entire fucking claim getting dismissed, and that's not a big deal, but Lively drops two claims that are very commonplace to drop and streamline your claim, and that's the biggest deal in the world and means that she's admitting defeat, right? Like, it's just like, it's so obvious that there are such different rules for men and for women, which we know, obviously, that's like feminism 101, but it's very obvious in all of this. Let's see. I guess, you know, we can't watch a Kirsty Flaw video because she will copyright strike me and then make a video claiming that I'm harassing her, but I guess we could look at the comments on her video. Let's see. Has she already slopped out an update about this? Let's see. She sure has. Oh, 2 in 1 day. 2 in 1 day. Baldoni's case dismissed by a judge and an angry face. All right. The thing is like, I don't want to get a copyright strike, but I think if I open it muted and we go right down to the comments, we'll be fine. Not watching. We're not watching your video, Kirsty. Don't worry. I can't believe it! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. This makes me so mad. Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively, The New York Times, and Leslie Sloan are off the hook. Watch my podcast. Many have been asking me about the makeup I use in my show. Here it is. And then I bet these are all affiliate Amazon links. Okay. Good lord, so many other videos. I forgot how many of her videos she links. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay. So sorry to bring you this news. Broken heart emoji pinned by Flossom Talk. The fucking opposite of how I feel. I'm so happy to bring you this news. Baldoni currently cry typing his legal team from the basement as we sleep. He's leaving a voice note. He's like, "Hi, Brian. I want your lawyer. I want to exchange lawyer creative juices," or whatever the fuck he said to Lively. I just found out and I cheered out loud. Yes, it is. It's my best friend's birthday, and I texted them and I was like, "Happy your birthday to me." The single best thing that I could have gotten today. As if somebody died. Right. I need to promote myself as much as she does. It's shameless. Yes. That's the thing, is like, if I put like 50% as much effort into holding other people's into bringing people to my other videos, maybe I would have grown sooner. The makeup links being the first thing in the description is wild, because that's what you're getting money on. Say what you will, that woman has mastered thumbnail face. Her Etsy store is done. Oh my god. I'm still with the guy in the basement shirts. Bro, LMFAO, they're mourning this predatory man losing his case. It's so pathetic. It is so pathetic. It's so pathetic. And let's look at some of these comments. Okay, I want top, not newest. The judge needs to be investigated and this case reopened. It's not even closed. It's not even closed. They don't even know. They don't even know. Judge has been bought. Despicable Duo should be totally canceled. So sick of corruption. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I just want to see more of the comments. Do not play. Do not play. Indeed, the legal system favoring the wealthiest is causing a serious decline of institutional trust. It's so disheartening. Justin's side is much more wealthy, but let's stay tuned. He can still amend by June 23rd and will. It's okay. Friedman will amend and refile. Justin is now broke, no money. Who is going to pay him that? I'll like that one, sure. It's crazy that the judge dismissed everyone. JB deserved a trial at least. He's gonna get a trial. It's just one where he's not the boy bringing the lawsuit. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. Yes, yeah, the Salt Lake City made them the city banners, the city flags. I think those are so cool. I hope Blake Lively is getting to giggle like this too, despite my dislike of her. She deserves this one. I hope she is having the best fucking day. That's such a good point. I really hope Blake Lively is enjoying herself as much today as she deserves to, because this was a nuts thing for the last few weeks, and this is such a good update. The Pearl Davises of the world are in shambles. God is good. The judge needed to be investigated because now I feel like an idiot. Yeah, he's only just begun to lose. Not corruption, girl, you are looking at the wrong case. Yeah, there are much more corrupt things going on in the world right now. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. You've kept me sane throughout all of this. Thank you. Honestly, having live streams to be able to jump on and talk to people, me too. It is so good for me as well, and has made me feel so much less insane throughout all of this. I really appreciate it. My lord, they are 5 minutes from demanding to see the judge's manager. It's so funny. I hope she has boxes and boxes of unsellable merch. Me too. Bye, rendered fat. Mint Mobile money bought the legal system. Yeah, Kat's Blue Sky post on this veering into QAnon is so on the money. It absolutely is. They're making it out like it's a class battle and Justin is a working class hero, but they're both obscenely rich. Right. Justin has more money behind him than Lively and Reynolds do. Like, they don't care because you can just make a power imbalance look like whatever you want it to look like, because everybody always wants to imagine the man on the bottom of it. But, like, holy shit. Sarowitz is loaded. I'm looking forward to seeing how that affects their careers. The only career being affected is Justin's. No one will ever work with that MF again. Yes. Yeah. She's already had other movies. Has Justin been in anything else, or has he just been crying in the basement and leaving creepy voice notes? Baldoni and Friedman desperately want to be the anti-heroes when they are the villains in this narrative. Just saying Judge Lyman is heated. Yeah. I think the way that he struck most everything that they were trying to claim reminded them that the CRD comments are privileged. Like, I don't think that there's anything Friedman could amend that's not also going to get dismissed. Like, I know it was dismissed in such a way that he can refile, but I think people are doing some real fucking copium by saying that he'll refile. Because why didn't he refile at any point in the last couple of months when he knew that his case was weak? Those of us even who are not lawyers have been saying that this case is, like, visibly weak, and he has not refiled it. I don't think he's going to refile by the end of June. I just don't. I could be wrong, but I think even if he refiles by the end of June, it won't be with such a reinvention of his claims that it doesn't also get dismissed. My roommate just got home. I'm gonna go tell him the good news. I know. I woke up and I was like, who all do I need to text about this? As an attorney, I rarely see such strong language coming from a judge. That's interesting. That's good to know. Oh, hi, Coyote. Thank you so much for the super chat. Interrupted my roommate doing the dishes to go. Justin Baldoni's case was dropped, and they put their arms up and went, "Let's go." I put a womb world in my D&D campaign. It's just a bag of holding, but when you put a corpse in it, a baby comes out. Holy fuck. I'm obsessed. That's incredible. I love that. Womb laundering, let's call it what it is. I feel like I've been driving everyone in my life crazy going off about this case for months, and I do truly hope I can give people in my life some peace now. Big ups to the judge. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna shut up about it. At least at this point, like if it stays dismissed, I probably will. I might make another like mainline video about this getting dismissed and about like the differences in how Blake dropping her emotional claims versus all of this being forcibly dropped by the judge is talked about. I might make another main channel video about that, and I'm sure that we will still be doing Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni live streams, but like I think everybody is gonna like continue to be in full on, as Kat Tenbarge pointed out, like QAnon conspiracy mode. The after effects from the crazy court filing, the Blake Lively was extorted, the Taylor Swift was extorted by Blake Lively's lawyers filing. Yeah, I think that pissed him off. I think he's just been in the basement leaving creepy voice notes. Crybaby in the basement while Blake Lively's husband will probably be in the Avengers. Mm-hmm. The immediate response from Lyman with that letter showed this was his tipping point. That was an extremely quick dismissal. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, 14 days is not a lot of time. The fact that Friedman, Flaw, and Baldoni have been served humble pie is just too delicious. I agree. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, guys, their emotional comfort misogynist slap suit just got dismissed. So upsetting. Yeah, I am really obsessed with the bag of holding womb world. I think that's so funny. It's not about the court case for Friedman, it's about the court of public opinion, though, and I feel like that's why he's there. Yeah, he definitely, I think that as a lot of people are pointing out, like, the pro-Baldoni people are still going to be like, oh, well, Justin won in public opinion, but I think a lot of people were saying Justin was winning in public opinion because they also thought he was going to win in court. And I think that if he gets fucking spanked in court, like I think he might, then there's not going to be much like clout in remaining on his side. Like I do think it's possible that they could really lose in court and still have people super hate Blake Lively, but I think that it will not be to the extent that it is right now when people think that Blake is like going to suffer a humiliating loss in court. Thank you from another disabled lesbian. You inspire me. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. I really appreciate the super chat. And that's really nice of you to say. Yeah, Flaw has been so invested. Her obsession with Blake is borderline fatal attraction. I'm very careful about how I speak about this because, as I've said before, I believe that anybody who wants to be in America should be able to live in the United States for as long as they want to. I am under the impression that Kirsty Flaw is no longer living in the United States, and obviously there are a lot of reasons why that could be, but it is interesting if she's hiding out because she doesn't want to get summoned for court, right? Like, could she get extradited from wherever she is? Like, I want to know. I want to know what the deal is there. If it's that she left because it's not a fun time to be like an immigrant in the United States or a non-citizen in the United States, that also makes sense, and it's just like a sad thing about the reality of this country right now. But if it is because she doesn't want to get called onto the stand, that's interesting. It's just interesting. Emotional comfort misogynist. It's giving single white female. That's the other thing is, if you look, and this sounds so silly for me to say, but like if you look at how Kirsty Flaw does her hair. Look at the like the blouses she sometimes wears. Like, she is shitting on Blake Lively so hard all the time as a full-time career, and also wants desperately to look interchangeable with her. It's weird. Justin is winning in public opinion equals I agree with him and am in an echo chamber where everyone else does too. Mm-hmm. Justin is crying, breaking stuff. I think so. I've been in the hospital for a week being treated for diagnosed with MS, and this honestly feels better than the steroids they've been giving me. I might just cartwheel out of here at this point. It's like a runner's high for me too. She could not get extradited. I didn't think so. Not just like to testify or whatever. I do wonder if that's why she left. But also I wonder if it would even like it I don't think that there's I wonder too, like, did she leave because she didn't want to testify, or would she want to testify if there was a chance of her being asked to testify, because that would be more fucking clout. But like I assume that they probably can't like drag her back or like compel her or whatever. Extradition was definitely not the right word. Very lesbian of you to check in on your foes. Yeah. I have to. I again, I wish that we could just watch this without me getting a copyright claim, but I'm sure that she would love to copyright claim me. I should probably watch it. Maybe I'll watch it, not put it in the video, and then only record my responses to it and put it on Patreon or something. Yeah, I think she'd want to. She'd love to be on that stand. That's like, I do that. That's why I kind of lean towards she might have left for other reasons. She could testify remotely. I bet she will if she's given the opportunity to. Because I feel like she wants the attention and the clout. She loved it that she was in that New York Times article, which is why she pretended like it said shit about her that it didn't even say. So I think she would really like to be as involved in this lawsuit as she could be. So yeah, if she can testify remotely, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Fisher Friends. I appreciate the additional information here. Told my mom about this whole situation. I forced her to listen to me app, and she looked it up and low-key immediately agreed that Baldoni is a rat bastard. He is. She could be fined if she refuses, but enforcing those fines or tracking her down internationally is touching. That makes sense. Yeah. Honestly, it might be flaw not needing to live in the USA anymore because she's no longer an entertainment journalist. Yeah, she could do this from anywhere. That's a good point. For real, though, you should enjoy that runner's high after this fucking marathon you've been running with these coverage of these shenanigans the whole time. Thank you. She has to be the little dragon she promised to be. I feel like Kirsty was not really mentioned in that New York Times article to the extent that she has, like, centered her entire fucking life around this. She pretended like it was claimed that she was in on the smear campaign, and I still don't even think she was. I think she's just an opportunist, but obviously I made a whole fucking video about that. It's not over. Justin will amend his claims with more evidence. I am keeping the faith for justice for Justin. What? How can you trust the legal system after this? After this? This is what it takes? The one time the legal system does something correct? You were still trusting the legal system after, like, last summer, and you don't now? We the people have the power. We need to boycott everything related to Blake and Ryan. Send the message loud and clear that we the people see what they really are. It's not the fucking government. Oh my god. They're just like, they are seeing people who are concerned about the Constitution use the phrase we the people, and they're like, this applies here too. We the people believe that Justin Baldoni can sexually assault Blake Lively if he wants to because she is a bitch. We the people. Jesus fucking Christ. Right, with everything happening the last couple of years, this is what breaks your trust in the legal system. It's killing me. Corrupt judge. Unbelievable. It's also rigged and gross. Typical rich bullies winning. Angry face emoji. Sorry, 1 second. I had to check this on my phone. This is simply the judge kicking it to someone else. He's incompetent. His brother is tied to Reynolds. He should have been recused long ago. This is unbelievable. His life has been blown up. She misled public about so much, and she knew, and she bullied Wayfair and Sony, leading her into stealing his movie. This makes me sick. You can't even spell Wayfarer. You can't even spell Wayfarer, and this is your Meow Meow? This is your king, and you don't know the name of his production company, and yet you are so upset that this is unbelievable to you? It's fucking Wayfarer, not Wayfair. These are fake Baldoni stans. I know so much more about Justin Baldoni than these people who are like fucking brokenhearted over this. Again, money and power win. Extremely disappointing. Justice for Mr. Baldoni. The judge should recuse himself. Isn't his brother-in-law or brother working in the film industry? I love how they don't even know what the conspiracy is. They don't even know what the theory is about who the judge is related to. They're just throwing something out in case they remembered it closely enough. It's because it's not even a real thing. Oh, and they didn't care about this at the beginning of it when they thought that Lyman was going to rule in Baldoni's favor. I'm hearing from other YouTubers that it was expected because the judge is still allowing them to file again, and they can include a lot more evidence they now have. What new evidence do they have now? The only people who have new evidence from all of this is Blake Lively, who has all of the shit that they've been saying in the press about her. Like, Blake has new evidence. Baldoni doesn't have anything new. Baldoni had everything at the time when they made that fucking website. Actually, I heard that Ryan Reynolds was the judge. Isn't the judge sponsored by Mint Mobile or something? Didn't I hear that somewhere? The world is disgusting and corrupt. Lyman's brother had a professional working relationship with Lively. This is so despicable. This is disgusting. The judge was bought off. This is an unbelievable justice. This is an absolute disgrace, and that judge has been paid off. Something has happened behind the scenes. I'm so devastated. This is wrong on every level. No words, but utter disgust. Can we call lawmakers? Start a petition to correct this injustice? I just don't understand how he did this. The judge is Blake Lively in drag. You go to court and the judge does a Mint Mobile ad read before starting the hearing. What do you do? Literally, they are talking about Blake and Ryan like they're the mob or something. The idea of calling your representatives about this is fucking sending me. Holy shit. Holy shit. That's so funny. That's as funny as We the People. We the people are going to call our lawmakers to correct this injustice. It's literally pissing me off really bad that people are wanting to organize around this, right? Right. This Meow Meow lawsuit needs to go to the top. Is anybody telling them that you can't call their... Because Baldoni is a liar. Okay, I'll like that. How? She is the liar. She has no evidence of SH. Start it and people will sign it. Or are you waiting for someone to start it? Oh my god, yes, let's rally around Justin and send petitions of our own. I feel terrible for the Baldonis. This is beyond egregious. Bribes? This is very strange. I pray that RR and Fake never... Are they calling her Fake now? I pray that RR and Fake never work in Hollywood again. We have to band together and never watch anything with either one of them are in. Anything with either one of them are in. RR and Fake. I was legitimately viscerally upset. This is so wrong. Surely Justin and Brian Friedman aren't going to let this go? What more evidence do they need? Any evidence at all, actually. I don't get how the judge can dismiss based on no evidence before they get through discovery. That judge was definitely bought off, or else major dirt was found and used against him. Love the denial in Andy's comment. These people are going through all the stages of grief. So fucking ignorant. Who says money can't buy you anything? Literally, who says that? Who says brunette girls can't wear jeans and go to nursing school? What more evidence do they need? Like, admissible evidence, clearly? Right, more evidence than one time that he said, can you, one more time, sorry, I lost my train of thought because I was looking at Bake Lively, but, like, they need more evidence than her telling him to come in one single time, like a fucking consent vampire, that the only history that the only evidence that he had was her saying you can come in this one time while I'm pumping or breastfeeding or whatever. They need more than that, and there's not more than that. That's quite literally what money is for. It's like the only thing money does. It's actually unfair that we won't have the opportunity to boycott all those Baldoni movies he's not gonna make. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are doing mafia type work. That's one thing that Kirsty has been like constantly implying, is like that they are the elites or whatever. Yeah. There's always the podcast. He's gonna, yeah, pretty sure he's still rolling in that Baha'i-do though, so he's gonna make something, but I think it's more religious propaganda stuff. I think so too. I think, well, so the, like, religious organization arm of the Wayfarer Foundation has shut down, but I think that if it remains as, like, a movie studio, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna get even more womb-worldy in there. Okay. Baldoni can only refile on two things: amend claims for tortious interference of contract and breach of implied contract. I don't know why this word, I think I said it wrong another time, so hang on. We're gonna learn together, because somebody told me one time I was saying it wrong. No, I don't want tortoise. Why would I want to know how to say tortoise? What?
Tortious.
Yeah, tortious. I'm still putting too many T's in it, so there's no T. But it's not tortoise. Hi. You want to come say hi? Hi, baby. Come over this way. Hi, baby. You want to say hi? Hi, Sweetie? You want to say hi? Yeah, so I can't say tortoise for some reason. It has always been really hard for me, but I feel like now that they really wanted me to learn how to say tortoise, I'll remember. You want to come this way? What's up? I know, I put you in my way and now you're in my way. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, so tortious interference of contract. Hi. Hi, baby. Oh my god, you're so nice. You're so nice. Hey, Meow Meow. Hi, beautiful Meow Meow. Wow. Wow, she's really nice. Hi. Hi, baby. You want to say hi to everyone? I'm gonna put you on the big screen. You're really purring. Can you hear her purring? Hi. Hi, sweetie. You want to purr into the microphone over this way? Turn around. Turn around, Binkin. Hi. Yeah. That's her baby. She's so happy. The actual Meow Meow. The valid dry Meow Meow in full screen. Are you meowing? She's meowing. Meowing to the microphone. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. Okay. Okay, hi. Speaking as an attorney, sure, he has the right, but that's not the same as having a claim. Right, right. Hi, baby. The driest of Meow Meows. You're getting every JoJo angle except for, like, a good one where you can see her beautiful face. Show them. Show them how pretty you are. There you are. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Oh, she's nice. She's so nice. Are you gonna go back to the window? Okay. Yeah, so she came over because I was so distracted trying to figure out why they thought I wanted to learn how to say tortoise. And now there's like people in the parking lot and she's not sure how she feels about that. Are you leaving? It's okay. You can stay or you can go. Okay, bye, Jojo. I read this directly from the court documents on a YouTube channel. Okay, that's a little funny. This makes me sick. I am sincerely hoping Brian Friedman can pull something out of the bag because they have found so much more evidence since this got filed first. The judge gave them time to refile, but they said they wouldn't refile by the last due date, so fingers crossed more is to come out. If Baldoni does not get some sort of justice, then there is no justice system. Although most of us already know there is no such thing really as justice. It's only what will stand up in the court of law, even if everybody knows what the truth is, and the court of public opinion knows what the truth is. Based on the scale of how important this case is, I would put the judge under investigation and ask for his phone messages. He was bought. She's being so much more friendlier today on stream. She knows. JoJo does know. My cat, Mannix, knew there was another cat on the screen and just blocked it with his whole body. That's so cute. That's so cute. I love that. Also, hi. I really love your videos. I'm very excited to see you here. Yes, this is the most important case going on right now in the United States of America. Right. What do you mean how important this case is? I was just thinking about this earlier too, because I was thinking, somebody pointed out in one of my live streams, I think, like how fucking pretentious it was that the website Friedman made is like thelawsuit.info, as if it's like the only fucking lawsuit. They really do believe, yeah, they do. This is basically the Roe versus Wade of our generation. They think that it's that, or they think that it's like, OJ level, and I do agree that, like, culturally this case is really important right now, but I think that, like, at the time of the OJ Simpson trial, if somebody referred to that as the lawsuit, that would have made sense, right? This being the lawsuit, I don't think makes sense. I don't think that it's that important. I think it's very important. I wouldn't have spoken about it for so many fucking hours of my life if I didn't think it's important, but I don't think that it is the biggest lawsuit going on, or, like, the biggest lawsuit in recent years. Like, what? They're talking like the court of public opinion is a real place. To be philosophical here for a second, I think there's something profound to be said at how many male-identified women channel their distress at never getting justice for themselves into a man. Yes, oh my god. Yes, holy shit. I talk about this all the time when I talk about Amber Heard, because a lot of people who are, like, supporters of Johnny Depp, they see themselves as a victim reflected in Johnny as the victim. And especially this happens with people who have, like, had a woman who was their primary abuser, is they say, oh, Johnny is the victim. I cannot conceive of Amber Heard as a victim, so therefore she is the aggressor. She is exactly like my abuser, and seeing her punished is like seeing my abuser be punished, when what you're actually doing is buying in to an abuse campaign on the victim, and you are siding with their abuser. That happens all the fucking time, and people think that they are, like, relating across gender lines or whatever, and, like, it's more fucking complicated than that, actually. You did not have the same experience Johnny Depp had, because you're not a washed up former actor who has destroyed his own career many times and was on drugs. Like, if that's not the context you were bringing into your relationship, it's much more likely you were the Amber Heard in your relationship than it was that you were the Johnny Depp. And yet people who were the Amber Heard in their relationship relate to Johnny Depp because they can't see fucking Darvo. And they can't conceive of a woman as being worthy of defending as easily as they can conceive of a man as being worthy of defending and needing their defense. And it's fucked up. I think the average person does not really care about this, but it's so big in their echo chamber and they think that's the whole world. I agree. Getting married in the court of public opinion. It's deep illogic wrapped in the same truth they know that we do. Women have such a hard time getting justice, and I honestly think a lot of them think they can't survive sitting in their anger about that their whole life, so they channel their hope into a man. They see it as less depressing than sitting with the truth or advocating for themselves and other women. I agree. It's fucked. It's fucked. I went through worse and didn't get justice. You must be lying for attention. I'm so happy to hear this. First good news I heard this whole month. Yeah, this is, like, really, really great news. I was not expecting news this good after, like, the weekend that has been going on. They've invested so much energy and emotion into this case without even looking into it, and now it's impossible to see anything else. I agree. I remember Hassan saying that he was more on Depp's side because he had a toxic relationship with a woman, and I wanted to vomit. Yeah, obviously, in the context of Ethan H3 going after him and being racist and insane, I am on Hassan's side in that situation, but I don't believe that Hassan pays much attention to the thing that the people he's friends with who are feminists say. I don't think that it's a priority in his particular brand of leftism, and it means that he's not necessarily somebody who I'm listening to a whole lot. Which, like, you know, there's room for growth, and certainly, like, there's room for growth and change, and it's not enough growth and change to have already happened for me to feel like it's somebody who believes that feminism is a worthwhile part of, like, the project of the left, and that's why I tend to identify more with my feminism than with, like, people were really fucking mad at me last November when I wouldn't be like, I'm a leftist and I'm exactly the same kind of communist as you are. People were so pissed about that. But my thing is, like, my feminism is really, really important to me and to the way that I'm interacting with the world and the way that I'm making content. My feminism is more important than my my leftism because I feel like I have an opportunity to be a feminist in the world that I live in right now, and I do not have an opportunity to be a communist in the world that I live in right now, right? So I matter. That kind of thing matters to me much less, and then I feel like I end up talking to a lot of people who have like, they have, yeah, this bro leftism. Yeah, they have this bro leftism where they're like, I'm totally into social justice, except for I think that feminism has already been done, so we don't need to worry about that. I'm totally into social justice, but I'm gonna say horrible fucking shit about white women because I wish I could just say bitch. Yeah. Fisher friends, could you email me about that? About Sam Cedar? I would be very interested in hearing more about that if there's more that you would be willing to share with me privately. Um, Flaw posted a video of the face on her. Yes, we just looked at some of the comments on that. I didn't want to watch it because I don't want to get a copyright strike. But yeah, thinking of Travis Flores right now too. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Travis Flores. This is a win for Travis Flores that that somebody else's claim about a movie getting stolen also has gotten lost. And I really, truly, and deeply hope that Brian Friedman gives Justin Baldoni the same exact treatment he gave Travis Flores and says, "I'm sorry, buddy. It's just too hard. You're just up against too much." Oh yeah, bro leftism, he's a good one, so we have to laud him and hold him up. He needs no introspection. I don't think someone who isn't invested in feminism or womanism is not meaningfully a leftist to me. A lot of leftists are just mild liberals anyway. Yeah. I think it's you need it. It's like such an important part of, at least for me, what I imagined as like social justice. Like there is, you can't do a meaningful anti-racism thing without feminism either, because you need to be thinking of the way that specifically women of color are being treated. Okay, yeah, that's why I paused, because I saw the double negation and I was like, are you saying you don't think someone who isn't invested in feminism, but you're saying somebody who is not invested in feminism is not meaningfully a leftist, which I completely 100% agree with. I think that that's such a good point. Very interesting, Fisher friends. Thank you. Um, Easier to believe that the system is only unfair towards men and not that it's racism, misogyny, homophobia all the way down. I completely agree. That sucks. That really sucks. Um, yeah, leftist streamers in general are very bad at handling gender. I think is just a really solid point. Um, People just need to read bell hooks because people are still not getting it. Exactly, exactly. I think again, like I that's why when I read Feminism is for Everybody, I was so the things that Bell says in the beginning of, like, Bell Hooks is saying like that she wishes that there was like advertisements for feminism and that there was like literature getting handed out and advertisements on TV and stuff, and like that she wishes that people could be like evangelical about feminism. And I think about that all the time, because when we eventually got a widespread feminism, it was bullshit choice feminism that meant nothing. And we need to be like spreading a version of feminism that means anything at this point. But it's really hard to do that when people say, actually, whatever you decided is feminist is feminist. It's feminist to be very into Justin Baldoni because we think Blake Lively is lying. That's a feminist act now. People comment and tell me that it's fucking feminist for them to not want Blake Lively to ruin Me Too. And it's like, the fact that you think Me Too could be ruined is anti-feminist. Started doubting a lot of people who claim to represent leftism because around election season you always hear we need less pink-haired bisexuals and more trucker guys and slurs. Justin did not even get the title right. He called it A Will to Change, which I just think is so funny. We should require that they actually read the whole book and not just the cover like Justin. Yeah. I keep being surprised that anyone online who is surprised someone whose job is being professionally angry and being right in debates would take that home with them. Yeah, I think it would, that makes sense to me. Yeah. I've watched Hassan for several years now, and I do like him overall, but he's never going to be our feminist champion. We need more champions. Yeah, I think, again, like, I don't think that Hassan is a violent misogynist at all. I don't think that. I think that he just does not think of gender as often as I do, and that I wish that more people who are concerned with, like, a leftism project would be concerned with gender. And it's hard for me to relate to people who are not spending a lot of their time thinking about gender. I'm just, you know, I make feminist YouTube videos, that's why. Nowadays I'm so wary of male content creators for that exact reason. I really enjoy FD Signifier though. I think his voice is so profound and important to the platform. I adore FD Signifier. FD is wonderful. His videos are fantastic. They're always really thorough. I also really, really appreciate that he made a video correcting his misinformation that he had spread about Amber Heard. I thought that was really cool. I thought that it was like a good move for him to do that, and I think that he's somebody who people respect and who he deserves to have people respect him. So seeing somebody who carries themselves in that way have that kind of integrity to where he came out and said something, that meant a lot to me. I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate the rest of his work. I think the rest of his work is really, really good. I think that it's like there's Yeah, Forward Man in a Foreign Land consistently centers women in his work too. I really like him. Forward Man in a Foreign Land is great. Yes. Yeah. I've also said I think I've been saying this all the time. But you know, this is it's I used to not know that there were a ton of women on YouTube. And so now I tend to primarily watch women, and there are very few men who I will go on and intentionally watch just because I'm like, but Foreign Man in a Foreign Land is great. He's one of the ones that I do watch. And I do like FD Signifier. I was bothered by the shit that had been said about Amber Heard, but then I appreciated that he attempted to make that right. Yeah, Joss Whedon was my wake-up call to vocal male feminists being secretly trash. It's so hard. It's so hard because on the one hand, you do need people who are going to be men and who are going to say the way that women are treated is bad. Like, you need that. And also, if they're making too big of a deal about that, it's terrible. Like, it's like, the second that they really, really, really want credit for that, I trust them less. But, FD Signifier, yeah, Lil Bill is also great. FD Signifier, Foreign Man in a Foreign Land, Herbie Revolvis, there are a lot, and I also, like, it's not lost on me that most of these men who are coming up are like men of color who have likely like learned from the women of color in their life and who have been listening to the black women in their life. Like, it's not lost on me. I think that is a big part of how men even begin to have real thoughts here. There's definitely ways to spot fake feminists. Like, one sign might be your wife is always crying about feeling unsupported. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I haven't heard anything that any of these guys that we're talking about have said that has been like so self-centering in such a way where I'm like, oh no, but that's all the time in Baldoni world. It also sucks that we have to find men for guys to listen to because they don't want to listen to us. Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. Oh, and what was it? It was oh, I had another Big Joel. I really like Big Joel. Big Joel is not, he breaks the pattern of all these other men who are coming up being men of color. But I like Big Joel a lot. I trust Big Joel. I think Big Joel is probably fine about women. He's never said anything that's made me feel like he's a secret sexist. But there are certainly a lot of people who like would watch a Big Joel video who will never in their life sit down and watch me because I introduce myself as a lesbian and a feminist at the beginning of all my videos, right? Like it's just a thing. Big Joel is my white man of choice. He's just a big guy. I love Big Joel. I love him. I think he's great. I prefer Little Joel. Big Joel and Jacob Geller are my emotional support white men. Hashtag my white men. Oh, man. Yes, yeah, Matt Bernstein. I adore Matt Bernstein. I trust Matt Bernstein as a male feminist. Like without question. I trust Matt Bernstein as a male feminist. And I think that that's because Matt Bernstein is he's like he's doing feminism in the same way that he does being a trans ally. Like, I don't know if that makes sense exactly, but like it feels like there's the same level of like, I believe in this and I want to help with this, and also this is not a situation where my voice is the most important voice. And I think that Matt is fantastic about that, both in terms of when he talks about trans issues and when they talk about feminism on the podcast and he brings other people in. Oh, is Matt he they? If I'm wrong about that, I apologize. But I do adore Matt. I love Matt Bernstein. I think Matt Bernstein is great. I've never been satisfied that Joel actually supported We're in Hell. I saw two YouTubers who I otherwise like start a big fight with context as if Joel had supported We're in Hell. My understanding is that Joel simply did not make a statement disavowing We're in Hell, which I think is a very different situation. What I saw happen was Big Joel said that he thinks that it's stupid to say things like grape. And then a couple of people jumped on him and were like, well, what about when you support sexual assault? And then he had no idea what they were talking about, and they were really mad that he didn't. That's what I saw happen. I don't even, to my knowledge, I don't even know that Joel and We're in Hell were even close. I know that there was like, I think at one point there was a joke about them looking similar. I think that they had collaborated on something. But it wasn't like just to pull like a really random comparison. It wasn't like a deal when it wasn't like the same deal as when, you know, Cody Ko still had a best friend or whatever. Or it wouldn't be the same deal if like there were allegations against one half of the people in the Sad Boys podcast. You know, like it seemed like it was a loose association. And for me, I don't know. I don't require Joel to have made a statement about We're in Hell because he did not make a statement supporting We're in Hell. And I think that it's great when a lot of people did make statements in support of the victim, but like, I don't like this whole, I got mad because I got offended that I say grape and you don't like it when I say grape, so I'm going to accuse you of being a rape apologist thing that I saw go down on Twitter. So I tend to be a little tiny bit forgiving of that because it was just like such a baffling situation. If I'm wrong, and if there's anything more about like Joel and We're in Hell having a recent relationship, I would love to know. But to my knowledge, it's literally just he didn't disavow it hard enough. And you know, I have every reason to believe that they just privately stopped being friends. I don't know how much I would jump into a situation. I most likely would. I almost certainly would like support the victim. But I don't know. That's where I feel. If there's more information and I'm wrong about that, I could be wrong. But Yeah, I remember it the same way Ophi. He had a photo with We're in Hell. I think they only met the one time and deleted it after all the allegations came out. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like especially if they weren't particularly close, it doesn't. It doesn't. I don't think that everybody is constantly under an obligation to speak about that kind of thing if it wasn't like a close relationship, you know. And like obviously for the victim it would be better if everybody did say, hey, I support the victim, but that just doesn't always happen. I felt slightly iffy, and TBH deleted my Patreon sub to him after that, but I don't think they're friends or anything. Yeah, I mean, again, I think that it would have been for the best if he did say, hey, fuck, we're in hell and we're not in friends. I would like it if I didn't have to speculate about that, but I also think that, like, not continuing to collaborate with him and stuff is good. I don't think I watch or listen to any cishet men. That is probably a really great idea. Yeah, like collaborating with a person that you like for a video and then kind of parting ways / not checking in for a bit is not unusual. I agree. Oh yeah, if you look it up, unfortunately, the only really good Reddit post about it is in like the Vosh subreddit for some reason. But if you look up We're in Hell allegations Reddit, there's a post in the Vosh subreddit, which I otherwise would never recommend. But there's a post that has the posts that the victim made. I'm not going to go over them because they're really bad. It's really bad allegations. I do not fuck with We're in Hell whatsoever. And I completely respect and believe the victim. Big Joel made a 5-minute long video on why he stopped taking Adam and Eve sponsorships, and that made me respect him a lot. He really got on their case about mislabeling one of their items unsafely. Yes. I obviously take I take one particular sex toy sponsorship, and I only take that one because it's actually body safe. And when we were like signing the first contract, they were like, okay, so like you can't have another sex toy sponsorship within like a specific amount of time, which like normal makes sense. But I was like, dude, I would not take another sex toy sponsorship because the only one I know about is Adam and Eve, and I would never fucking let Adam and Eve sponsor me. I would absolutely not take an Adam and Eve sponsorship because they sell shit that's not body safe, and I'm not going to sell shit that's not body safe. So it is no problem at all for me to have exclusivity with Melissa. Simply podlogical, funny enough, I feel a lot of my early feminism. Christine fully changed my perspective of marriage. Interesting. Yeah, the guys I watch are decently edgy, but they're honest about it, so I respect them. When it comes down to it, they consistently fall on the more progressive side. Yeah, I don't think there's anything bad, to be clear. Like, I don't think that you have like failed to decenter men if you still watch guys on YouTube or anything. I just literally, it took me an embarrassingly long amount of time to realize that women are making YouTube videos, and now that's just most of what I want to watch. I think it's good and fine. It's good and fine to watch videos that dudes make, especially when they're like nice, cool, progressive dudes. But you know. Hi, kitty. What do you think? Saying hi. Yeah, so that was a bunch of really big tangents. No, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. I appreciate you bringing it up. Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for stopping in. It was wonderful to have you here. I think I actually I'm thinking of running some errands, so I might pack up soon here, but just as a recap, because we have gotten a bit off. We've gotten a bit off of what we were saying, but we do have the lawsuit finally dismissed by the judge. Let me see. It's I have it shaped really weird here because I zoomed in. Just looking again at the headline, since people might have hopped in who weren't here before. This is an ABC News one. We read People earlier. The alleged facts indicate that the Times reviewed the available evidence and reported, perhaps in a dramatized manner, what it believed to have happened, the opinion said. The Times had no obvious motive to favor Lively's version of events. So he got dismissed. So did the $400 million countersuit against Lively, her husband Reynolds, couple's publicist Leslie Sloan. He has until June 23rd to refile some of his claims, but not all of them. Most of them are precluded now. Lively's lawyers, Ezra Hudson and Mike Gottlieb, called the dismissal a total victory and complete vindication for Blake Lively, along with those that Justin Baldoni and the Wayfarer parties dragged into the retaliatory lawsuit, including Ryan Reynolds, Leslie Sloan, and the New York Times. As we've said from day one, this $400 million lawsuit was a sham, and the court saw right through it. The statement continued, "We look forward to the next round, which is seeking attorney's fees, treble damages, and punitive damages against Baldoni, Sarowitz, Nathan, and the other Wayfarer parties who perpetrated this abusive litigation." So far, no response from Friedman yet. I'm sure we'll get some shit at some point. But again, as people have been pointing out on the Baldoni Files subreddit, like, they have been asking for, like, oh, can we amend, and then not actually amending because they don't have shit to actually amend. I'm sure that they will try to appeal, but I don't think that it'll go the way they want it to. I think the judge is saying pretty clearly how he feels about these claims. And I'm excited that it's about the same as I would have hoped for in my best case scenario. But I really did not think it was going to be dismissed. Like, I thought that it was likely that she might have a chance at winning in court. But to see everything dismissed, not just the New York Times suit, but also the Blake Lively stuff, amazing. Incredible. I'm so happy about it. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in and hanging out with me and celebrating this. I'm sure as we have more statements from Baldoni and Friedman and company, we will speak about this more. But I think that's about what we've got for right now. So my birthday is June 23rd, so it'll be a nice birthday present for his case to officially dissolve. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, happy early birthday. I hope you have a good birthday when it comes around. Awesome. All right, amazing. I'm gonna head off. I love you all very much. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for being on Team Blake with me and holding this down over the last few months. This is really nice to be able to have a victory lap and some good news in this. Bye.